Hey, alright, and welcome to turn 5, scenario 2, the last 100 yards. It's at least 1 week overdue from what I wanted to do. I had to take off the table, put everything up. Yeah, like everyone knows. It's been a bit hectic time and had to prepare everything at work for everyone to work at home, given work on IT and everything, but now everything is a bit more established for the near future, so I can come back to the table again. And we proceed with turn 5. Now, what I introduced for this turn 5 is actually the concealments. And how the concealment works is any unit not in line of sight gets a concealment at the cleanup phase. The units will lose concealment loss, especially regarding the non-vehicular unit, which in this case it's all of them. They will lose it if they fire from and they are within 8 axis and they are in line of sight and so on. Disrupted units cannot regain concealment, so that's why this American unit is still it's not concealed. So we're gonna roll for initiative. And let's see what happens. In the last turn 4 was a panic for the American initiative, and that was the only action they could do. The Germans decided to lay down and also establish their command. So we're gonna roll again for the initiative. All right, it's the GIs won. It's 6-5. So there we go, initiative for the GIs. So I get back to the map. Let's put it a bit more like that. Yeah, okay. So what the GIs, given I'm working against me, I'll just keep the concealments so we have an idea what to do. So right here we can see we have the entire second platoon all stacked. They are concealed, and you can see we have a contour saying it's height 1. For this scenario, the heights are doubled. So it's a 2, but if you trace a line of sight, even if it goes through that square side there, the X side, it's a square, doesn't matter. This hexagon here is on the blind. It's a blind X, so there's no line of sight. Here we have the 3rd platoon and the Phillips, and we have a disrupted unit there, and this is the one that ran away. Jones is the entire 1st platoon that had to move away with the panic, and here we have the machine gun. So what the Americans will try to activate here is this. What happened is they will move into line of sight. I was thinking if I can assault from there, but I don't have line of sight to them, so I don't think I can do that. What I will do is move. I'm gonna divide, even if I lose the line of sight. Okay, if I lose the concealment, I'll put it there. Okay, so they move there, and this one moves there. I mean, we have to apply some pressure on that hill. I was thinking actually of falling back. Maybe it was a better option. But the entire mission is to control the road, and at the moment the Germans control, if they push this side, they will control the most of it. So I'll try to apply some pressure there. I mean, I have to send people forward, so the entire second platoon moves there, and I pass the react. Now the Germans can react. How they're gonna react is they will lose the concealment because they will be shooting, and every single squad from the first platoon under Heinz they will lose the concealment. I take it off now. We'll be shooting at this here. So they are, let us check. So it's one firepower, they don't lose anything for the distance, and they are shooting into woods, actually into forest, but it's a -1. So they have a 1, -1, it's zeros. And this unit is not concealed, so it's not a -1. Because they lose the concealment. So I go there, and I have everything in drawers now. So it's 2 zeros. And all these units could react because they saw those ones moving into there. This one can't see that nor that because this gets in the way. Oh, it's blind access. This one can see that, but I might actually not want to react with this one. So the Germans passed the reaction back to the Americans, which at this point will not react with anything. They pass back to the Germans, which I don't want to react, so it's back to activation, and the Americans going to activate the 3rd platoon. And the first thing they need to do, it's the mandatory for the disrupted 2nd squad. So we'll try to get a 6 or less. It's a bloody 10. So I think they become heroes. So we turn that. Let me grab a hero marker. Where did I put them? It's here. And what they have to do now is they have done that one, and the rest of the 3rd platoon will actually move 1 there and 1 there. And they lose their concealment because they get spotted. Where's my pencil? Okay, so what happens now? Germans can react. Germans will react with the 3rd platoon. Okay, Germans will react with the 3rd platoon. They're going to shoot. They will also lose the concealment. All right, and what we have to shoot here, it's the same as there, pretty much. So they have 1, and they are in, although they are in road, it counts as the terrain. So they are in a forest. It's 1 -1, so it's a 0. So let me grab 2 zeros to mark. There we go. And they will also they can shoot with this one. They see that one. They don't see this one. So and I cannot make a special reaction with, or special reaction with that one, because they must be in the open and next to the leader of the platoon, but they are not in the open. So the only reaction they can have is shoot that one, and they will shoot it. They are line of sight because it's traced through the side, and there's an open here, so it's not crossing any. So it's 1. It's 2 distance is nothing. So, and they are in forest, -1, so it's also a 0. So that's the grenadiers are really putting some pressure on the second platoon there. They passed the reaction to them. They passed the reaction. Should I put the fire and moved stuff here? Maybe just the fire, right? Let me check. Yeah, let's just put the fire markers so it's easier for us to see who's shooting what. Right? All the others have moved, and this is, yeah, it's the gray one. So these ones are shooting there. This one is shooting there. That one is shooting there. So the German says no more react. These ones could actually still shoot there, or they can shoot here, and these ones can shoot the hero. Actually, I'm gonna put all the firepower I can and start making some casualties on the GIs. So what I'm gonna do, so again, plus 2 zeros. Okay. Let's put 2 zeros there for this one. Right, and these ones lose the concealment and will shoot here. Or actually Lang will withdraw. So 2, and will not shoot. Okay. He will conduct a withdrawal. I was thinking about shooting them, but not really. All right, Germans passed the reaction to the Americans. The Americans don't really want to do anything, and they will activate platoon number 1. Platoon number 1 will reinforce the attack on the hill to see if they can sweep. And once the GIs take this hill, the way I'm thinking, they can pretty much sweep everything, as the Germans will be caught in this small pocket here. So they will move 1, 2, 3. It's 3 movement points or 2 axes. So 1, 2, 3. They don't lose their concealment. All right, that's the Germans can react. This one has no line of sight to anything. They can't do anything. They are next to the leader, but they are not in the open, so they pretty much can't do anything except staying there. But they are okay. Actually, I forgot to activate the machine gun, but I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna move there. They lose their concealment because they come into line of sight there. That's pretty much it. So let's get back onto the shooting phase. So we have 3 dice there. I'm gonna grab 2 greens and the blue. Makes no difference really. So it's always against the highest. So it's all misses. Nothing happens. Lots of shooting, hitting the trees and hitting the branches, and people hit the dart, you know. Proper firefight. Doesn't matter that guys didn't get hit, it just those units kept their cohesion. They still have momentum. Now against this hero unit, the hero unit, although it's a 5 there, it's an 8. So we have 4 dice here. I'm gonna put another blue and we're gonna roll it. And yeah, they survived the entire onslaught. Look at that. Yeah. Follow me, you know. What was that guy that they were attacking? I think it was before the Battle of Aachen, and they were attacking the west wall, and they were really being pinned down and massacred. And their commanding officer pulled out his pistol, gave 2 shots in the air, and told the guys, "Follow me." And they did it. They charged up the hill. Oh, yeah. Well, everyone shot. Let's take all the markers out. And, okay. Let's replace concealment markers on the units that are out of line of sight, which is this one. No, this one is in line of sight. It's being seen by that one. But this one is not. Alright, let's put everything back facing each other. So we are okay. Perfect. And now we have to roll for the time lapse, right? So let's see how much time. It's the Americans 5, and 5 is 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3. We are now at 19 minutes. Okay. Right, let's roll for initiative. It's the 6th turn now. Whoa, it's a 7. So GIs retained the initiative. So the GIs retained the initiative, and what they're gonna do. They're going to assault. 2nd platoon activates. And they are going to assault. And there we go. We put everyone there. Germans there, well, the only reaction they can have is if they want to reinforce there, and I think they will. Yeah, but they can't see, they have line of sight, so they can reinforce. Man, this is a big stack already, but it is what it is. Do I need to move there? I think so. Okay, that was the action and the reaction of the action from the GIs, reaction from the Germans. So back to American reactions, which they won't do anything. Germans can't do anything as well. Well, they could. They're not going to, because they are waiting for some some of the GI movements. They are trying to hold their ground here, like making this angle and if possible sweep them like they planned, like this. So Americans going to activate, and what they're going to activate is going to activate 3rd platoon that will going to move there. They lose the concealment. The hero unit must assault. So we must go there and assault. There's no other way. Now I'm thinking maybe I should have moved them to the hill, but they had to move straight towards the enemy. And this unit will fire on that one. Okay, so it's a gray one. What? Need a green. Right, so we have a 1. It's a forest. 1 minus 1, it's a 0. All right. German reaction. This, yeah, they can. They saw them coming, so they will shoot into that X, because you don't target units, you target the area. All right, so it's also 2 zeros. The shooting, I don't think it counts. There's a split fire. Tablet maneuvered within 2 axes. So they gain a 1. And that's pretty much it. So maneuvered within 2. Here they didn't maneuver, so the Americans don't gain that +1. Let's put the gray marker on the firers so we don't forget this. Yeah, there we go. And these guys didn't see any. They can see the assault and they don't see this unit, but given they still have the leader there, they can make a move. So they will move here, and what happens is they will get spotted by this unit and they will lose the concealment. All right. Back to the Americans with the reaction. Americans don't really, well, can't really react to anything. Oh, wait, I fired. These ones are firing as well, sorry. So it's a 1. They didn't maneuver, so 1 minus 1 is a 0, and they are suppressed, so it's a -1. All right, perfect. Okay, the only thing left to activate is this American units, which will, so 1.5, 2, 1.5, 2. Yeah, they're going to move there, and to hell with caution. Right, they lose the line of sight, they get spotted, because it's this entire drive as the GIs were planning to completely sweep this hill and enter that area. So we go to the shooting. So let's go for the Germans there. It's an 8. They get disrupted. Now the Americans. Perfect, nothing happens. And the shooting there, it's 2. Let's make 2 greens. So the highest is a 6. +1. So we have 1 + 1, nothing, and 9 + 1, it's a 10. Okay, we should have casualties here. Let me check the results. I think it's equal or above 10. Okay, if is equal or over 10, it suffers a casualty. So it's going to be this one. It's number 3. I'm going to take 1. Let's put number A. All right. We have the first casualty, so we move the tracker, the casualty tracker, to 1. Let's show. So it was on 0. The GIA suffered 1 casualty. We move the tracker to 1. All right. And it's disrupted. Okay, the non-vehicular combat unit with the best cohesion suffers a casualty and disrupts. And all other non-vehicular units must conduct cohesion checks. So we must... It's 2 6s. So let's check Phillips first. He passed. Let's check squad number 1. They passed. Right, they are okay, except for squad number 2, which took, yeah, they started to, they lost cohesion, lost some men. Nasty stuff happens. All right, let's go for the assault over there. So let's put the, so we know where the assault is, put all the Americans to one side. So we make the calculations. Right, we have Jones and everyone, and now we have the Germans on the other side. So what happens is simple stuff. First of all, we have to make the difference between the highest cohesion between both, and they are equal, 7 to 7, so it's a 0. Now we sum all the assault values, so it's a 5, 6, 7, 8 against 7, so we have a +1 probability there. That's pretty much it. Let's see if we have more modifiers. So we were assaulting uphill. So it's a 0. It's exactly equal. So let's see what happens in that X. Right? Put everything there. Let's roll. When it's the Americans attacking. The best we can get is 10. But it's a 9. Okay, what is a 9? Okay, it's not urban assault. We don't have vehicle destruction. Defender must retreat. Each retreating non-vehicular unit must conduct a cohesion check. We have to check leader losses and motion points and regrouping. Okay, so all these units will have to check for cohesion. So what happens is, let me grab the black dice. 3 here. Start with the 7. They are okay. Squad number 1. It's a 10. They don't become heroic at this situation, I think, because it's only when they are trying to recover or regroup. Give me a second. All right, that's correct. They don't become heroic, and they lose their cohesion. Okay, let's check Heinz. It's a 5. It passed, and finally, the second squad. They failed. All right, we have, and they must retreat. So the Americans get the hill. And now the Germans must retreat, and the retreat is 2 axes or 4 axes. And now here becomes a hard choice, because it's directly away. I think they will retreat only 2, because they didn't get that many men down, so they still have fairly good strength. But, oh, and now we have to check leader losses. So, for who do we have here? Okay, let's Jackson and Heinz. Okay, 1s and 10s, they die. Okay, it's a 6 for Jackson, 5 for Heinz. Everything is okay. Let's just put this. And now I need 2 regroup counters. All right, so we have a regroup and regroup that we'll have to make on the next turn. Now this assault, same as before. Let's mark the assault X, because it was an assault right next to it. And this is going to be tough for the Americans. But remember, the Americans, this unit is a hero. It has 8, not 5. So they already have a +1, +1 for the difference, okay? But now the assault value, they are -3. So they are on a -2. And we're going to roll. All right, defender on the hill, envelopment, defender, no, everything, cohesion differential, so it's a -2. Let's see what happens. It's a 6. It's the same as before, like the 9. Okay, wow, they retained the hero status. They retain the hero status, and this unit will have to check for cohesion. All right, let's check for Rolf. Everything okay. Second squad, everything okay. Third squad, they lost cohesion. And we have check for leader loss of Rolf. Oh, Rolf is down. All right, what happens when a leader is down? We go to the time tracker and we put it 7 minutes ahead of the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's when he comes back. So probably got knocked unconscious. He took a rifle butt to his head, you know. And what that affects is the capability of units to conduct actions and reactions, because the leader is not there. And much of the reaction stuff is based on what the leader can do, right? So, yes, and we have to put regroup markers. There we go. It was turn 6. Not yet. We have to check the time lapse. How much time has passed, right? So we go back there. Let's see how much time has passed. There's a bit of glare there, but sorry for that. It's not consequential at the moment. So it's only 2 minutes passed. 1, 2. So all these assaults uphill and all this movement. So basically turn 6, this assault here, this movement and all the firing, it was only 2 minutes. We had other turns that way more movement happened. Actually less stuff happened and more time passed. So it's kind of elastic. That's why I like it. At the moment, even if the casualties are turning to the Germans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Americans might be losing still, so the GIs must push on the next rounds if they retain the initiative. But turn 7 will come next. So cheers. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, stay safe if you have to go to work. Protect yourself against the outbreak, and cheers.